happening in a world in which 2.1 billion of us, or 33% of the world's total population, claim to be followers of Christ, who taught in Matthew 25:40 that whatever we do for the least of these brothers and sisters, we are actually doing for Him. Does that seem just to you? It doesn't seem just to us either. A growing number of youth ministries are alarmed by the brokenness of our world and are determined to restore justice. Maybe you lead one of them. Some of you are partnering with faith communities of different ethnic and economic backgrounds to create job centers, food co-ops, and college scholarship funds to counter the injustice in your town. Others of you are mobilizing kids and families to mentor under-resourced kids at your local school, as well as serve as advocates at your school district for increased funding. Still others are raising up groups of kids who care about the AIDS pandemic in the United States, in Africa, and in Asia, which is now being called the New Africa of AIDS. The good news is that our hearts are in the right place. The bad news is that many of us are novices who might be doing more harm than good. This book is for youth workers, rookies and veterans, who don't want to waste another minute doing mediocre service. It's for youth workers of all colors and classes who hunger to learn from one another, as well as from the people who are most in need of justice. It's for youth workers, urban, suburban, small town, and rural, who want to see and be a part of God's deep justice. The church should consist of communities of loving defiance. Instead, it consists largely of comfortable clubs of conformity. Ronald J. Sider, Rich Christians in an Age of Hunger. What is deep justice anyway? One of the authors of this book, Jeremy Del Rio, wanted to tell his 5-year-old son why he was spending so much time on the phone and at his computer working on his chapters. So Jeremy described social justice to Judah in 2 very simple words: righting wrongs. I don't think I've ever heard a better definition. Deep justice is about righting wrongs. Righting wrongs is only possible when we understand the difference between service and social justice. Service is vital to the life of faith, a high calling modeled for us consistently by Jesus. But His call to love is also a call to look for more lasting solutions. God doesn't extend His call only to the church in the U.S. or the West. In fact, we would all be wise to remember God is already at work in those who have needs. We don't have to muster up our own solutions and go get 'em in the name of justice. Often, the keys to overcoming poverty and oppression lie within those communities that are the most broken and broken-hearted. Our primary role as youth ministries is simply to come alongside those who are struggling and remove the obstacles that hinder those solutions. Enter deep justice. The Parable of the Cracked Roads. Once upon a time, 3 youth ministries decided to address an unusual and dire problem permeating their city. Somehow, their streets and sidewalks had fallen prey to alarming cracks that crisscrossed the entire town. These cracks were 2 to 4 inches wide and several feet long, making the roads dangerous and virtually undrivable. No one knew the exact cause of those cracks. Yet residents felt trapped in their homes and ventured to work, school, and church only when necessary. In an effort to fix the town's problem, the first youth ministry surveyed the damage and came up with a quick and easy physical solution. Their plan